Hello, and welcome to another video. It's been a slow few weeks for me, and it also doesn't look like there's been any sort of further updates so far in experimental or stable branches of Starship EVO. So I thought I'd just put together something just showing a few things I've been experimenting with. Now this office block in front of me is something I've uploaded onto Steam Workshop. And it was me playing around with the copy and paste functionality, which is in the experimental branch at the moment. But there's also going to be the Shipyard gun, which I'm going to talk about. That's over in the distance there, as well as an experiment using a turret system to create a crane that will allow me to pick up things and put them down again. So without further messing about, let's have a quick run around here. So if I move close enough, you can see you've got some nice glass doors that open up and close again, and that's just using a volumetric sensor and a couple of rotary blocks. Those on the sides there, they are screens. If I go down a bit, there we go, just them attached to the inside of these little triangle blocks. And yeah, the only awkwardness is making sure that those rotate in the right direction. Really, they've got the logic down there for them. You can just about see a second, oh, I forgot what it's called, sequencer command, and that's just to get those two rotator blocks rotate in opposite directions. Yeah, as you can see, I just been a bit daft and just called it Derp or Derp Corp. And in here I've done a nice sort of a lobby, a bit more further signage, and then up here just another sort of the first floors. They're all unfurnished, and as well as the second floor. I won't go any further because there's 11 floors and they're all dark and pretty much the same. But what I'll do is I'll fly along the outside. Come on, open. There we go. I've got a nice landing pad on the top, which I'll demonstrate now with this. So let's get in. Right. Moving all the way up. As you can see, I've got a shipyard block on the top there for just sort of, so I can land on it. So if I land on it a second, I'll show you the top floor. So middle mouse button to select it, and then request landing. And once you get close enough, the autopilot should take over. There we go. I'll go back inside. Alright, click on the X, and that allows you to leave the ship without it falling out of the sky. And yeah, I've just done a sort of a nice sort of landing pad area. Go underneath, there's some sort of stairs. I tried to make them more kind of steel walkway style, but yeah, I've still not improved my building techniques to get a nice smooth rail yet. But I like the sort of the thin stairs. The shipyard block is situated underneath. Just try to disguise it to look fancy. And that's the shipyard area itself. Just have a quick look on the top floor on the inside, and it's yeah, pretty sparse. But I've got dual stairwells which go all the way down. A little power reactor there, and yeah, that's the office block. I may build further onto it, populate the floors over time. I'll just speed myself up a little bit. You can see there's pretty much nothing in any of them really. But so yeah, that's that. Let's just hop into this and then fly over to the other area, and I can demonstrate the shipyard block, or the shipyard gun, sorry. Right. Dock. Send myself around there. Whoops. Now you can see that up there. Now I'm just going to let this clonk on down. There we go. And we have here the shipyard gun. So if I go to an empty slot on my inventory, press F to pick up the item, I have now got a shipyard gun. You can see there the block on the back of it, which allows me to denote where the shipyard is. If I press F6, go to external mode, You can sort of see there. Now the idea is not to get too hung up on the clipping or anything like this. It's going to be more what you can actually do with it. So F6 back in, F4. If I put that back down onto there, pressing F. If I go to the linking tool, click on that, you can see the sort of the landing area defined for it. If I go into it, it's set so that its false floor is a landing pad, so the ship won't try and connect to the ground. It will just sit somewhere in the center of the block. Now let's get back into this ship and demonstrate, or if I help and actually get into the right end of my ship. Right, let's get back in. Now slowly does it. Select that landing pad, request a landing. And if I move in close enough, autopilot should take me. So you get a bit fiddly with these smaller ones. There we go. Click on the X, F4, and there we go. I have now got that ship parked on that gun. If I now go back to my empty slot, I've now just picked up my entire spaceship. I can fly off with it, do all sorts of silly things. I don't really see it as a bug as of yet. It's more just using the building system in a way that wasn't really envisioned, at least so far. I'm terrible at research, so I don't know if anyone else has tried this yet, so apologies if somebody has, or the first to do it. But yeah, so let's just land this ship back down. I'll get on with the last thing, which is the sort of a crane turret. And now this was me wondering, because normally when you build a turret up, if I click on the turret thing there, you can see how it's connected there. Now that little marker there is letting you know that you've got two rotators in tandem, and it understands that they're going to be for a turret. But that's assuming people do them in this sort of like lower rotator and then upper rotator sort of fashion like that. So one's horizontal, one's vertical. I've added a further two, but they're both, I suppose you could say, they're in the vertical arrangement. You also see there the end of a gun. That's not wired up to a trigger, so they don't fire. But the direction that points tells the game which way the turret is going to be pointing. And you can see there I've offsetted that one at a different angle, and it does allow it does sort of work. I've added a oh, I've forgotten the name of it. What's it called again? Yeah, maglock. Yeah, I added a maglock on the end, but I've put the camera up here, and I wasn't quite sure if it would work if you could still control a turret from a static camera, but it does allow you to. So let's go into the turret itself. That there is just for activating the maglock. So if I go into it, you can see there I'm viewing the camera, and if I move the mouse mouse to the side, you can see it rotates it. And if I go sort of forwards and back on the mouse, it does sort of, you know, kind of crane-like. If I go that way, I essentially lost patience trying to get everything aligned up, but you get the idea. So if I move that down to there, I press 1 to lock it, you can see the message comes up about the maglock, and then I can lift that sort of crate up. Now this is actually just a ship entity that I've just made into a crate. And I can put it down there, press press 1 to let it go. And yeah, it's kind of fun. You could see it, I suppose, somebody building it into a larger ship, and yeah, it can have fun transferring cargo around and doing all that's needed. Yeah. Oh yeah. And just, yeah, drop things. Hours of fun. So F to go out of that, and that is essentially, that's just that little camera there. And yeah, so that is sort of those three things sort of thought about covering in this video. It's not really any sort of build ones. I need to build up a bit more material before I can sort of do another dedicated build video again. But yeah, hope that was interesting or inspiring in some way to make sort of build a few more things, and see you in the next video.